Hello Blue Jays, my name is Caitlin Feldman and I am a career advisor in the John P. Fahey Career Center here at Creighton University. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about how to be your very best self heading into this very first virtual career fair that we'll be hosting here coming up on Friday, October 2nd. This is the first time we've done a virtual fair, and just like so many other things within this pandemic year, a lot of things are being shifted virtually. How you prepare to be your best self for the in-person versus virtual career fair is very much the same, but we wanted to take a second just to talk about a couple special details to make sure that you are your very best self prepared for this great opportunity. And we think if you do these tips and if you're mindful of what you're looking like going into this setting, you're going to have a really great experience. So let's talk through some of those pieces. Hopefully at this point you have already accessed your Handshake profile. If that's something that's new to you, please check out one of our previous videos that tells you how to get into your Creighton Handshake profile and get that all set up. And that you've also hopefully already set up yourself for registration for the career fair and also gotten registered for group and or one-on-one sessions with some employers. So now that you've gotten that done, what's next? How do you make sure that you are the best prepared for this opportunity? There's lots of cool things that you can do to make sure that you're ready to go on this day. To start, let's talk a little bit about the differences between a virtual career fair and an in-person career fair. And like I said before, the preparation for these two types of fairs really isn't that dissimilar. A lot of the things that we would do to prepare ourselves to talk with employers and to present ourselves for these opportunities is the exact same in a virtual setting as it is in the in-person setting. The biggest difference, it's all going to be virtual. It's all going to be on the computer. So a virtual career fair is made up of two different types of sessions. One, a 30-minute information session with different employers. Students can sign up for these info sessions where multiple students will be attending at once, which is really just more what it sounds like, an info session. You're learning about the different opportunities, what the company does, and a little bit more about previous students maybe that have worked there. A lot of people will bring multiple people to those sessions, so you'll hear from a lot of different voices about that organization. Again, these are 30 minutes long and are more presentation style than the interaction style. The second type of event that will happen in Handshake on the day of the virtual career fair are the one-on-one sessions. These one-on-one times are for you and a recruiter to talk individually for 10 minutes. What's great about these sessions is that they are really just like mini interviews. It's a great time for you to have that recruiter's undivided attention to talk all about the things that you're excited about for their organization. This is a great time for you to give your elevator pitch, to ask about opportunities, and to make some really great connections for possible interviews and applications in the future. So these two types of settings are really, again, more intentionally necessary than the normal career fair. At a usual in-person career fair, you have a little bit more freedom to walk around and to pop into a booth or talk with a new employer that day with anybody who catches your eye. Again, ahead of time, we're needing all students to sign up for these opportunities to make sure that you get to sign up for and talk with the folks that you want to on this day. You can still sign up the day of the career fair, but who knows what will be open at that point in time. If you're really hoping to talk to an employer, make sure that you get signed up for them ahead of time. So here are a couple more things that you can do to make sure that you are your best self the day of the career fair. The first thing is to show up for the career fair. We cannot stress this enough in the Career Center. The biggest thing that we need students to do is make sure that they're coming to the actual sessions that they signed up for. This is very dissimilar to the in-person career fair. And the in-person career fair, if you are unable to attend or something comes up, no one knew that you were supposed to attend that day. In this setting, the employers have your name, they have your information, and they're expecting you to be there. They're excited to talk with you, and they may have done some research on you already now that they can see that you have signed up. Keep in mind also that if you do not show up for a session, you're taking that spot away from another Creighton University student. We want to make sure that everyone has equal opportunity to these employers, so please don't take a spot if you don't intend to actually use it. Please be mindful of your class schedule, your internships, other jobs, and other requirements on and off campus the day that you're signing up, so that you're making sure that you are adequately taking the time that you need to throughout the day. But I promise there are plenty of sessions to sign up for, and so plenty of sessions for all throughout the day. Again, we mentioned this a couple of times, but do your research. Make sure that you are actually doing some research on the companies that you're signing up for ahead of time, and in order to get signed up for companies that you may not have known that you wanted to talk to. You should have also received in the previous weeks an email from a career advisor in our office detailing the different organizations that are best suited for your major or your area of study. Hopefully this is a great jumping off point, but know that it's not a requirement. These are not the only places that you can look at or talk to during the virtual fair. We want you to expand your horizons, talk with different groups that maybe you wouldn't have in the past. There are, again, plenty of opportunities for all different majors across all different colleges. Make sure you take advantage of those opportunities. A great thing to do now is also prep your elevator pitch. Talk a little bit about what you're going to bring to an opportunity, what you're studying, experiences that you've had in the past, and what you're looking to do into the future. This is a great, easy way to get started. And usually this elevator pitch is just about the ride of an elevator ride, right? 30 seconds to about a minute and a half is usually a good time frame for that elevator pitch. If you need some help, we do have some resources on our website that you can look at to help you prepare this. And meeting with a career advisor is also a great way to practice your elevator pitch. One thing that you may have overlooked or maybe needing a little dusting off at this point is your resume document. Make sure that as you get prepared for the career fair that you have a resume document that is ready to go and that has been updated at least in the last couple of months. Many of you had some different opportunities come up or get delayed or were transitioned due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Remember that if you had something that was secured, as in you were actually hired to do it or actually scheduled to take place, maybe like a study abroad trip or something like that, you can still include that on your resume document. Just list canceled due to COVID-19 behind that entry. We can still update those practices and show that you actually had something planned for that last summer. Having an updated resume document is a great thing to have heading into especially the one-on-one sessions, as recruiters may ask you to email that to them while you're in that one-on-one session. If you need some help getting that resume document updated, you can always send it through Handshake and one of our students will help peer advise it for you. You can also make an appointment with the Career Center and we'd love to help you with that resume document. One important note to make is that cameras should be on the entire time during the virtual fair. This is not like a class. You need to have your camera on the entire time. This is because employers are here to engage with you. They want to make sure that they can see you throughout this time. And what better way to make a great impression, even in a group session, by being an attentive listener, showing that you are engaged with them from the very beginning. Please make sure to keep your cameras on as we go through. So with cameras being on, there are a couple things that we do need to detail about a virtual environment. One great thing to keep in mind is having a great plain background, right? Having something behind you that is non-distracting, that you can make sure is professional, that probably won't change throughout your time during your calls. Make sure also that you have a very strong internet connection or some other type of streaming ability during this time, whether it's on your cell phone data or something that you're doing. We recommend being on your laptop just so that you have a little bit more control being on a computer rather than a mobile device. But if you are able to do it on your mobile device, again, make sure that all of your sound features are also available. So that means microphones, your headphones. Lots of students like to use their headphones or their AirPods during this time. Totally fine as long as you've tested out the sound ahead of time and you know you'll be able to be heard and to listen to those that are talking to you. The other thing you'll want to make sure is that you're in a quiet environment during this time. As I was recording this, my husband was walking up above me and I realized, ooh, I'm actually not in a very quiet environment. There's some sound that's going on around me. Being mindful of those things is really helpful as you get prepared for these sessions. And the last thing for your virtual environment is definitely what you are wearing that day. Make sure to be in a more business smart or a business casual attire. With the virtual environment, we don't necessarily recommend being in a full business suit. You can go a little bit more casual for these types of events. We anticipate the employers will do the same, but we do encourage you to be dressed at least from head to ankles. You don't necessarily have to have your shoes on if you're in your dorm or your apartment, but do make sure that you do have both your top and your bottom in that professional attire, just in case a technical difficulty would arise. If you have to shift or stand up, we don't necessarily need to see your pajama bottoms. It's an easy giveaway that you're not fully professionally here with us at the career fair. If you have questions about that, more information was sent to you in a previous email from the Career Center with some links to some great professional dress attire tips. So beyond thinking about your virtual background and the attire that you'll be wearing that day, a couple more things to keep in mind. Do keep checking back to the career fair page to make sure that you're looking at other employers and different sessions that could be added every day. We know that employers are keeping tabs on how many sessions are filling up, and if more need arises, they'll make sure to add some more sessions. We're keeping track of that as well. If you see an employer that needs a session, an additional session added, please feel free to reach out to us and we can relay that information over to our recruiter friends. Do make sure, again, that you show up for these sessions that you have signed up for. I cannot stress enough how important it is that you show up for the things that you have registered for. Remember that as you are signing up and you're looking at different opportunities, just like we showed in the previous video, you can cancel and reschedule those times. Please make sure that you're doing that in a respectful timeline. Don't be doing those changes all the way up until that time during the career fair. But if you need to readjust your schedule, you are able to do that in the Handshake application. Another great resource available to all students during the event, the day of the career fair, is that we will have a Career Center virtual room available to you all. So this virtual room will be detailed in some emails to come, but you'll actually be able to pop into our virtual Career Center if you're needing a little bit of assistance the day of. Maybe you're prepping to go talk to an employer and you want to talk through what your elevator pitch looks like. Maybe you want to strategize a little bit more around who you're going to talk to and what you'll be discussing with them. Any need that you have, we're here to help you with that. So again, watch for a future email that has our information in that of where that virtual Career Center room will be held. So as you begin to prepare for this great virtual career fair event, as you're prepping your resume, your elevator pitch, getting your virtual environment all set up, you may run into some questions. Know that your advisors in the Career Center are here to help you and we're ready to game plan with you for this awesome event. We want it to be the most successful that it can be for all of our students here at Creighton. So we do offer both scheduled and drop-in appointments every day in the Career Center. You can make a scheduled appointment with us via Handshake. Just go into the Handshake under that Career Center tab. As you scroll down, you'll be able to make an appointment with us and it connects to our Outlook calendars. Super easy process to get on our calendars for an appointment. We also offer drop-in advising every day from 2 to 4:30 p.m. Drop-in appointments are great because they're usually about 10 to 15 minutes, really great for quick questions, just checking in on resumes, elevator pitches, any of those great things. And you can get signed up for those by either calling our front desk or stopping into the office. Both our scheduled and our drop-in appointments are still virtual at this time. We're doing Zoom appointments or over the phone, so you can make sure that you preference that when you sign up for each of those appointments. We'd love to meet you wherever it is you're most comfortable. And make sure to check out our other career fair prep videos. We have a whole video on getting your Handshake profile up and running if you are new to Handshake or new to Creighton University, and another on getting signed up for group and info sessions. Thanks again, Blue Jays. We're excited to see you at the career fair and let us know if you have any questions.